have since I've had to mow this. And the ground's still wet. The grass is so tall and so thick, the sun's not drying it out. It's been a little over a week, I believe, week and a half maybe, since our last rain. And I came down, I think it was Wednesday, checked on it, it was still pretty wet Wednesday. And I told him I would try to mow it today. And it's still got soft spots all in it. There's 2 or 3 times I've had to put it in 4-wheel drive, so I don't want to rut it up too bad. It's still wet in spots. I can't believe it. After we get it mowed though, I believe all this rain is going to be over with and it'll start looking a lot better. Right now the grass is so wet when you walk through it with your shoes. It's just sopping wet when you get through walking through it. And I've waited until the new one dried off at my house, which I'm about 1.5 miles down the road from here, but luckily I've been able to maintain mine. We had mowed this about 3 weeks ago before we started getting all that rain. It'd been a lot better when they got so bad. The grass is so tall and thick that the sun's not drying out the ground underneath it. The bottom 6 inches of the grass is just sopping wet. It is pulling down the tractor big time today. Definitely tell that 8-foot brush hog back here today. Where most of the time when I mow this, I can fly through it. Usually mowing about 5 miles an hour. Today I'm probably mowing 2.5 to 3 miles an hour. Sometimes I have to go slower than that because it's so wet and thick. They'll probably have to mow it again right before the 4th of July because they have a big 4th of July party down here. And it'll look a lot better after we get done with it then. Right now we're just chopping this off, letting this ground dry out. And I hope we don't get no more rain for a couple of weeks at least. It's been so wet this year, we ain't got to mow hardly nothing this year. It ain't so bad if you just go to mow a job one time. You go in, you leave a few ruts. But when you mow it every month, when you go in and it's too wet to mow, you leaving ruts out there, the next time you come, it's going to beat your ass to death. It's best sometimes just to let it dry up a little more. There's only been 2 spots that I've hit where it's starting to rut it up, that I put it in 4-wheel drive so I wouldn't run it up. But the ground is still wet. It's crazy. Everybody this year is having this problem with mowing. It ain't just Texas. I believe it's everywhere. I've been watching YouTube on up in Oklahoma, them guys been getting hammered too with rain. I had to move a whole bunch of limbs for him that came down in the last couple of storms. He wanted me to put them in his pond, so that's what I did. I stacked them in his pond. That's the reason I got my grapple on today. Made about 15 trips with limbs. I got stacked up in the pond. He wanted me to cut down 3 trees for him. I don't mind doing it, but I don't know how to bid the tree service. Cut him a good deal, but I don't want to get ripped off either. If anybody knows what to charge, 2 of the trees are pretty small. They're about 12 to 14 inches big around. All 3 of them are dead. They're standing dead trees. And then the 3rd tree is probably about 24 to 26 inches big around. There's a couple power lines that's fairly close, within 20 foot of them anyways. But I can drop them in the opposite direction. I got plenty of room to do that. So if you know about what I should charge, I'm in Northeast Texas. If anybody watches this, give me a ballpark price of what to charge. And he just wants me to haul them with my tractor and throw them in the pond too. So I'll be cutting them up, probably 10, 12 foot lengths, carrying them to the pond and dumping them in there with the tractor. Well, I'd appreciate anybody that can give me a helping hand on giving me a price about what I should charge you. I didn't charge him anything today to haul them limbs off. He's a repeat customer. I've had him for about 4 years now. Y'all seen me mow this property several times. He don't mind me videoing up there. There's several people that don't want me videoing on their land. I guess they don't want people seeing their stuff. Some people don't mind, some people do mind. Yeah, I've lost out on a couple mowing jobs this year because of being so wet. You know, and I went out, checked them out, walked it with the people and showed them. You know, it's too wet for me to bring it. 8,500, 9,000 pound tractor out here. I said, when you walk it and you squish it down with your feet, imagine what 9,000 pounds on the tractor's going to do. But they don't understand that. They think you should be able to just go through it, which I probably could, but I'd be leaving some damn deep ass ruts, and I don't want to take a chance of getting my tractor stuck. People don't understand that shit. They think you got a 4-wheel drive tractor, you can just go anywhere. Which majority of the time you can, but I don't want to take that chance of getting some bit stuck and then have to let it sit there. I damn sure ain't paying somebody to come out and pull it out. Last time I did it, I got my truck, pulled it out with my truck. The only bad thing about that is getting somebody to go out there with you. That's either pulled somebody or has drove a tractor. My wife can do it, but I don't want to take a chance of something getting torn up. Me losing my temper because she did something wrong. I'd rather be somebody to do more about the equipment or pulling somebody out. was here, and my cousin. But my son lives off down the other side of Athens now. And my cousin passed away back right before Christmas. He was a year younger than me. That was a tough one. It still bothers me every day. And it was pretty tight with it, more like brothers than we was cousins. Just about finished. Probably another 15 minutes, it'll be over with. Head back to the house. I got a bunch of work to get done there. I gotta get the chicken coops all cleaned out today, put new shavings down. Got one chicken that's got a limp. I was going to end up putting her in a separate pen. Sort of keeping an eye on her. I thought she had something like stuck in between her toes or something like that. She had a limp on one foot for about a week, but it's been so damn wet and muddy. I just thought she had some mud or something dried up on her foot. I picked her up yesterday. I couldn't see anything. And she ain't like limping on it. It's more like it's all stiff and sort of stuck it out to the side. Sort of reminds me of like Marek's disease in chickens. I'm afraid if that's what it is, I want to get her separated. So I had one chicken about 8 months to a year ago that had Marek's disease. And I doctored her with a bunch of different vitamins and different stuff that people tell you to use. And it actually got up and started moving around. And I thought it was getting better. And then a couple of days after it started moving around and walking and actually feeding itself instead of me having to put the food and water right in front of it, he ended up passing away, or she ended up passing away. I thought she was going to be cured when she actually got up and started walking, because she was down for nearly 3 weeks. I gave her medicine every day, and I noticed that she was starting to move her legs a little bit. She was set up normal with her legs tucked up underneath her instead of all cocked out to the side and stiff-legged. And I thought she was getting better, and she got up and was actually walking around in the coop. And I fed her every day, and she'd ate everything I'd feed her. She'd drink water. But I had to stick it right there where she was at, because she couldn't get up until the last couple of days. But I still kept her, even though she could get up, I still kept her water and food real close to her. I hope this don't happen. But I have a separate pen that I keep any chickens that get sick like that. What I call my hook coop. Oh, it's a nice day today. Dude, I got up early as hell this morning. I got up 5 o'clock. That's early for me anyway. They usually don't get up to about 7:30. Tractor mowing jobs. I don't like to get started before about 9:30 or so. Got dew on the ground. It just mows a lot easier and better when that dew's dried off. I started this one though about 9 o'clock this morning, but I was carrying limbs and stuff like that for about the first tire, so I guess I started mowing about 10. It's 10:45 now. Been mowing about 45 minutes. It's a little over 2.5 acres. Usually it takes me about 35 to 40 minutes to mow it, but like I said, I've had to go a lot slower today. The last couple of laps I've been able to speed up a little bit. That sun and wind is drying it out a little more, making it mow easier. Tell you what, when I first started this thing, it was bogging it, tractor down. That 8-foot brush hog back there, I tell you. I had it in mid-range. I was having to go so slow, I ended up putting it in low range, and was still having to feather the pedal in low range. These last few laps, I've had my foot all the way down on low range. I could probably switch up to mid range, but I don't like much. I just finished off the way I'm going. People like watching these brush hog videos, some people don't. I like watching them. There used to be a guy had a mowing service, TLC bush hogging, and I used to watch him all the time. There's another guy that does extreme bush hogging. That guy, he's crazy. I've done some of the shit that he's mowed, but I tell you what, when we mowed the highway, there was several spots where it'd pucker you up. I was down in just west of Tyler. We was mowing on the side of the highway there. Had a big John Deere tractor. It was a 6420 John Deere. Had a HX15 bush hog, 15-foot bat wing. We were going down through there, and TxDOT told us that morning that we was good to go, but it rained the day before. And they told us to go ahead. We got out there and got the brush hog beside the highway. And man, I hit this one slope that was steep, and from the top to the bottom, it was probably about 150-foot drop. It was a pretty good steep angle, and I was going across the top of it doing my first lap, and man, that son of a bitch went to slide, and I started going down that hill, and jackknife, brush hog was up against the, what you would call the driver's side tire, and it was sort of like jackknife, and I was sort of going down at a little bit of a back motion. I tell you what, by the time I got to that bottom, I just knew I was fixing to flip that son of a bitch. But I didn't. I just slid all the way to the bottom. It took 6 tractors though to keep me out, but when I got to the bottom, I slid off into a creek. There wasn't no stopping it. It took 6 of the other tractors to pull me out. TxDOT called me for the day. They said, yeah, we was afraid it was a little bit too wet. I was like, you think? in between the two highways. And I'd done mowed damn near all of them. I had one little strip that was about 8 or 9 foot wide left. And then I was going to move to the other side of the bridge and start over there. And I was mowing that section. Damn 18-wheeler went to switch lanes and he clipped his car. And this car flipped. And man, I'm telling you what, that son of a bitch was coming right at me. I hit the brakes on the tractor. And I braced myself because I just knew I was fixing to get hit. There wasn't nowhere to go. I was right in between the 2 lanes of highway, and that son of a bitch stopped about 5 foot from in front of my tractor. I got out, pulled him out, the car caught on fire. I drug him out, and the guy that used to drive a truck for us and set out our signs, and if we had any problems with the tractor, the brush hogs, he had all the tools and stuff in his truck. He pulled up and seen what was going on and called it in to our boss and told him. Some bitch told him, y'all need to get out of there. They're going to try to blame that on us. I was like, it wasn't even us. I said, that was a goddamn 18-wheeler. Hit some bitch and he flipped. I said, we didn't cause no accident. He was like, y'all still need to get out of there. I made sure that the people was okay. And we called for an ambulance. We got out of there. Ooh, got it all mowed. Now just got to mow around this pond. Well, I guess we'll cut this video off here. I'll get this posted, and we'll check you on the next video.